What's up, YouTube fans? Today we're going to take a look at the best and most disappointing Masterpiece scale figures of 2023. So a few caveats before we get started. This includes figures that I looked at, so if it's something I didn't look at, it's not talked about here. Also, it excludes repaints and reissues, so anything that we got that was from a prior year and it's just repainted won't be included here. Now, this year I gave myself a leg up because I started giving a score at the end of each review from 1 to 5, 5 being strongly recommend and 1 being strongly don't recommend. So the figures that are up for best got a 5 in that, and the figures that are up for most disappointing got a 1, 2, or 3 in that score. So with that being said, let's get started. We'll start with the most disappointing for the year. And getting the dishonorable mention for 2023 is the Kits Concept God of Flame, or their version of a Macross VF1S, or as we know him, the G1 Jetfire. Now, this isn't a third-party Masterpiece scale transformer, but it is in the realm, so that's why I included it here. It was a very limited production, really high price point, but unfortunately, quality control not very good on these. Some issues with fit and finish and overall quality of the materials. Some people missing parts right out of the box, and for something that's limited edition, I don't expect that, and that's why this got the dishonorable mention. Coming in at number 3 is the Fans Toys Warthog, or their version of Power Glide. Now, this guy did look good in both the vehicle and robot mode, but there were a few issues, namely the transformation and some of the hardware they use on the wings and the knees, the paint inconsistencies in both modes. And what was really surprising is Fans Toys has been doing a really good job on these mini-bots. So this one just came in as disappointing to me because I was expecting a lot more from them. Coming in at number 2 most disappointing is the Takara Tomy Saizon, their 5th in the series of train bots that are going to combine to form Raiden. Now, all of them haven't been great, but this one particularly, because it has parts forming and the parts forming part doesn't really stay on and also weighs him down, he's really unbalanced and just not fun to mess with. Doesn't really look good in robot mode or combined mode. The train mode's okay, but that's why this one comes in at number 2. Coming in at number 1 most disappointing for the year is the X-Transbots Bond James, or their version of Punch Counterpunch. This guy was really highly anticipated because he's the first Masterpiece version of this character. Unfortunately, it had some issues. Even though it looks great in robot mode and in vehicle mode, I had a breakage on the first transformation right out of the box. I also had some loose joints in the arms, elbows, shoulders. Just issues that you wouldn't expect, especially for a figure that was delayed multiple times to be revised. And that's why this comes in at number 1. And coming in with the honorable mention for 2023 is the Magic Square Light of Peace EX version, or their fully painted version of Optimus Prime. Now, this one isn't really eligible because it's a repaint, but because they fixed all the issues from last year, this is a 2022 figure. It was actually on my dishonorable mentions of 2022, but they fixed all the issues I had, which is the lightness of the figure. They put some die cast in there, they added the paint, they made it feel premium. And that's why this gets the honorable mention for 2023. Coming in at number 3 best for the year is the Takara Tomy Skyfire. Now, I've been waiting for this thing for years, since the Masterpiece line started, and we finally got it. It has all the features, all the capabilities, minifigures, accessories, everything you'd want. Now, after review, I did have some issues with his ankle, so that's why this isn't in the number 1 or 2, but still a really good release from Takara. Probably one of the best masterpieces they've made. Coming in at number 2 is Fans Toys Variator, or their version of Gears. Now, this guy's interesting because I don't even care about Gears as a character. It wasn't on my mind. But when I got this in hand, it looks so good. The paint is really well done. Robot mode and vehicle mode are very accurate. It's fun to transform, and everything works on it. You know, they really did a good job planning this guy out. Now, they made 2 other mini bots that were in the running here for best figure of the year, but I chose this one because I just thought they really did a nice job. Coming in at number 1 is the Fans Hobby Double Agent, or their version of Double Dealer. Now, this guy surprised me. I wasn't really expecting anything great, but this nails it in all 3 modes. It's really fun and intuitive to transform. The accessories work. There is a light up gimmick. Bird mode's probably the weakest of the 3 modes, but even then, it still works. And they also made a really nice exclusive, the Fans Hobby Marksman with the Chosen Prime. Now, exclusives aren't up for the best figures of the year, but man, that was a really good one, and did a lot of retooling for that. So that's why this one comes in at number 1. All right, and there you have it, the best and most disappointing for 2023, at least in my perspective. Now, doing this video, I did have to kind of go through. We got a lot of new stuff this year, so I had to kind of go through, look at my videos, and figure out what was on the list. And here's that tally. So you can see kind of how many new figures we got from each company, and Fans Toys tops that list with 7 new figures. That's really quite a lot. The past few years, they've been nailing it with just so many releases. Behind them, Takara Tomy with 5. MBG kind of helped them there. Transart next with their Transmetal figures. X-Transbots and Ocular Max kind of tied there for 3. And then Fans Hobby, KFC, Make Toys coming in with 2. So pretty interesting year. There were a lot of releases, but definitely Fans Toys once again releasing quite a bit. It's been a great year. Thanks for sticking with me, watching my videos, subscribing, and leaving comments. I really appreciate it. That's it for this year. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.